Oh boy. Oh boy. Can't hear myself. What happened? Why can't I hear myself? Because my headphones aren't on. I'm so stupid. Again, that literally was the same thing that happened earlier. Fuck my stupid bunny girl life, bro. Can't believe that. I am so excited for this video. You know, it should have been here yesterday. But here we are. I barely slept. Like, I took naps, and then I took another nap. Waited, took more naps. Fucking, my life has revolved around Ethan Klein. Which is terrible, of course. But in other news, look at this. Look at this little guy. Look at him up there. Just a little Zapata. Angel babies. Okay. I'm sure everyone's ready for this. Oh my god. That's already, I'm fucking cringing, bro. You did not fucking open with this.
Not be the same. A few people laughed. A few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
We think the Houthi Ansarallah is doing what the Houthi
fucking bloodthirsty, violent pig dogs. Why am I held accountable? God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm
All
cooked,
together.
I'm
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
Prologue? Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys, too. Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb. Oh yeah, and I got a tattoo also, so I'm cool like that now. Left or right, I always thought that, despite our differences, there was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America and everything she stands for.
No.
Mom and Dad and apple pie.
Sure, there's plenty to criticize and endless things to improve, but I thought it was about making a more perfect union, not tearing it down.
And marching bands, a pride that only
The thing is, there's something kind of scary brewing in America. Communism.
That's America.
Oh my god.
That's America to me.
I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hasan Piker. You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch.
and of course, the Leftovers podcast, which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
There is Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just gonna say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets. He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for about 2 years, and everything was good. Everyone was having fun. The audience was having fun. No problem. That was until this happened. We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good that people can achieve success in the term monetary success. I mean, that's what that means, right? I do. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the fuck do you
What
want?
is the idea that
you guys,
people
like,
are
just-
looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many radical communists? Suck it, chat. You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with this. And then this happened. This comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist.
Yeah.
What would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
Re-education?
re-education, certainly, yeah. There should be an enforcement mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hasan was carrying a lot of water for communist states' war crimes and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely a justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate, like
So
autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. You know, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and
So
took over.
China unilaterally took over Tibet,
Like these are
their culture. They basically are trying to, you know, homogenize the culture.
if your culture.
They're trying to spoil the religion and the identity.
The part of
they did them
feudal
a favor.
warlords and slavery, abolishing that. Yes, I do think that that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going into the fucking South and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government
Hold on, Tibet was a
that
separatist.
squashed. Okay.
Okay.
Tibet is the South in the Civil War.
Yes.
And most
Okay,
disturbing-
first of all, we've obviously heard this before, but this comparison is just silly because, like, you know, like, I don't want to say that the Civil War wasn't fought over slavery. Like obviously it was fought over slavery, but much like the American Revolution was not about taxes, it was about representative government. The reason why the Civil War happened is because the South seceded. Like, at the end of the day, the goal is not, like, liberating slaves. It was holding an empire. Like, he's trying to use the romantic nationalism that Americans have over the Union, like, kicking slavers' asses, right? Like, there is romanticization in the Union and Lincoln and all that stuff. Like, Lincoln is almost more romanticized than Washington, if not more romanticized than Washington. And using those sympathies to describe what happened with China in Tibet, like, they did not go there to free slaves and to end warlord culture and bad things. They didn't say, hey, these people are doing bad things. Just like how the North didn't say, we're fighting you because you're slavers. They're fighting them because they were like on a conquest of empire. And when it comes to the United States, it was maintaining that empire. There is no civil war without the South seceding. Because of the South seceding, like, slavery was not illegal yet when the South seceded. They didn't secede to maintain slavery. Like, they seceded in response to Lincoln. Like, the underlying issue is slavery. And that's not the case when it comes to Tibet. There was not an underlying issue of them trying to justify a slave society and building their economy up around slavery and, like, you know, decades where there's 13 colonies and expansion and the bleeding Kansas period. Like, it's just not the fucking same. It's just ridiculous.
A complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs.
Really,
Don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that?
It's not a death camp. They were re-education camps, and they are no longer in operation.
Is that?
Okay. He's right. There is no death camps per se. But the re-education camps are level 1 facilities. There's 4 levels of facilities. There is actual black sites. Nobody fucking fucks with. Like the re-education camp. Was the part that was like open to the public that they showed journalists and shit. Like, but if you go on like Google Images and you type in Uyghur black sites and stuff, you can see some satellite imagery of some of the black sites, just like how we can with Guantanamo. Of course, they wouldn't be able to do this without our old friend the UAE, greatest country, huh? Aren't they great? So there's also black sites that are operated outside of China for Uyghurs. Isn't that nice? Now, a lot of them are slaves. A lot of this was done to enslave them and destroy their culture the way that we destroyed African culture. We tried to break them as human beings, right? That's why it's called modern slavery, because, you know, it may not be as horrific as the triangle trade, but it's still fucking slavery, okay? Just like how genocide exists and the Holocaust exists.
According to the Associated Press.
Okay. I saw this crazy documentary, and I don't know.
According to the Associated Press, yes, the Associated Press was led into the re-education camps. The public ones. The ones that China lets people see.
I don't know. I don't know the surrounding narrative or anything about it, but it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, that's no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with.
Dog, okay. That one is like Shenyun,
Like,
Falun Gong.
Hassan's right.
Organ.
Hassan's 100% right here, and this is what we say. This is the issue. Is when you fucking have this type of shit with Falun Gong, it totally actually detracts from the Uyghur issue. Like, the fact-based finding missions becomes harder because of Falun Gong. They suck.
A Uyghur. But why is that? Is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, you know, all the concentration camps have been closed now. It's like all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang. And now, you know, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are
Oh
all
my God.
AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a U.S. research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years are on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hasan has happily
Isn't that how
eaten
it
up
works,
the Chinese
though?
propaganda on this
This
and
is
has
what we do
regurgitated
all the
it to his
time.
mainstream audience.
We fucking
Why
go
is he defending China's genocide?
look up the sources that people have, and it always proves them wrong every time.
Their Muslim population. How does this even make sense? It only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old. I know America Bad is a meme that people laugh at online, but with Hasan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles. Let me explain to you. 2
Yeah.
principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces. So when I look at other countries, I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral, or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries, that's one basic principle that you can take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above on your foreign policy analysis. You're going to be better off than...
The fuck is that? Oh, it's the, isn't the air filter back here? It is. Or is it? Is it my laptop? Poor laptop. It's screeching at me. Okay, calm down. Fucking wild shit, bro.
90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then this happened.
We have breaking news out of Israel this morning, where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hasan's stream and Discord, including from his head mod. I was disturbed that Hasan was seemingly okay with this.
Can you, like, do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my chat at all, but you
I
have
just
to
opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
There's 32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child, cold, arrogant,
Ethan,
as fuck.
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking...
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like,
Hasan's chat had been calling me a Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
and all these other content creators actually, you know, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up. Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do, especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone who you consider to be a friend.
The problem wasn't that he was pro-Palestinian, because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hasan's coverage, and a lot of people like him, was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims.
But listen to what this guy has to say.
As you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came and
Eugene. Good old Eugene. It's gonna be fucking really funny watching other people react to this who have no fucking idea about any of this stuff. Who Eugene is, what he stands for, you know, all the genocides that he gets to apologize for. It's crazy.
electrified hate.
Like, legitimately evil person. Not a good person.
Gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't even. Yeah. Okay. Like.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm just criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it.
I honestly felt at times that he and his audience barely thought of Israelis as humans.
But this dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas is downplaying the violence, specifically the sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like, the Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not, like, so good. They have magical bullets. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not, like, so good. They have magical bullets. Is not perfect.
Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died.
The funniest part about this is him putting Hasan Gaming in the background, because you know it's just so passive aggressive.
Have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time, it also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also affected by this, even if their suffering on the whole is not as great. Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli.
I would have also probably included something about, you know, them being the aggressor, setting up the situation that they're in too. Like, that's not a, like, necessarily a fault of people, you know? It's not, like, just like how, like, people in Gaza, like
kids are half Israeli, and my entire in-law is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hasan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution, while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack...
Ethan, this is the issue. Ethan doesn't actually understand what we're talking about when we talk about a one-state solution. And Hasan is not equipped for the heavy conversation that it takes to do things like de-radicalization and things like that. He makes too much assumptions and just is kind of like relaxed about the vibe because he's so used to his community, you know? And like, if Ethan heard what the one-state solution was from like Mehdi Hasan and stuff, it would be a completely different story. Like, especially because he's most concerned about like Gaza being integrated. So like especially if you're doing a plan that leaves Gaza autonomous for future integration and just focused on West Bank integration, like it doesn't like like when segregation ended in America, like we're still segregated by design. So like there's this idea that like suddenly if there's a one state solution that the bad Palestinians are going to come in and be side by side and just like have free reign to like kill Israelis. But it's like there's also like gang run shit and militant run shit all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't go outside their territory still. Like fundamentally nothing around that type of design would change. I think they're both very dumb. But Ethan is more consistent with being morally correct about things, I would say. Because Hasan thinks he knows everything, you know, because it's like, oh, Americans reported on this, it can't be true, you know. Downplaying a lot of violence and stuff when Ethan will just see all violence. And so it's like more of like one of those you know, all lives matter type philosophies. They're giving Hasan exactly what he wants. I don't know.
Israel should just dissolve.
I don't think Hasan will watch this on stream. If he does,
its
that's
borders
funny.
And let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
What do you think Israel?
Okay. Hamas did enter Israel unrestrained. We saw that happen. This is what I'm talking about. It's just silly to think that like just look at the society around you. Are gang members moving next door to you, Ethan? No, you live in a wealthy neighborhood. But a few blocks down the road, you know, if you go out wearing a nice watch, driving a nice car, and then walk away and don't lock the doors of that car, are things going to happen? They could. Like, it's just how it is. Like, they're not going to move in next door. And already, like, the West Bank is already incredibly integrated. Like, most Palestinians work for Israelis. So they're already in a fucking working and co-worker type relationship. It is kind of fucked up because it's not Israelis working for Palestinians. It's the other way around. It's part of the apartheid thing. But this happened with desegregation here too. They need DEI.
Should have done in response to October 7th.
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to dismantle the government in the way that it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay.
That's
so
silly.
You're saying Israel.
That's silly. Imagine dismantling your government in response to a terrorist attack. Why is this even a rational fucking option? That's not how it works. We need to be realistic about how states function. It's not about like saying like what they're going to do, what we want them to do, or like we knew exactly the type of response, right? And when we made videos covering it, we made 3 videos before it like really broke out into a ground invasion. And we said that we're not going to make videos once the ground invasion starts. And I was back and forth on whether they were going to do it. We had intelligence saying that Israel wasn't even going to go into a ground invasion. Like, this is Israel's MO. Hamas doesn't attack. Israel does a bombing and eliminates a bunch of fucking targets because they infiltrate fucking everything. Right? And they don't care about the civilian collateral in the way between that target.
Hold on, dude.
You're saying in response to this terrorist attack,
The real issue is how obvious it is that a deal could have been made for hostages. And that's why, like, all the hostage families hate fucking Netanyahu. Because he's prolonging shit. Like, to preserve his own power, like, the fact that he even came back to power was crazy. Like, it was Trump before Trump.
Israel should have dismantled their own government.
First set of actions would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power. Yes.
The problem is that Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years, and it makes a lot of sense that there'd be some distrust there.
No, it hasn't. Okay. There's times where war happens. But to act like it's been a constant conflict is just silly. And I don't know. There's kind of like other countries that have been able to manage it. You know, not Serbia, but Bosnia. You know, they integrated. That was pretty cool. You know, it's a deeply unstable part of the region. Yes. Yes. He spent months making this, bro. That's what we've been waiting for.
Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees.
Why would it change? I don't understand this. Like, how? It's like, seriously, imagine the conversations just like this about giving black people and women the right to vote. You know? Like, suddenly, if women have the right to vote, they'll be in danger. And then the other way is, if black people have the right to vote, our women will be in danger. Oh my god, bro.
If the Jews
Israel's not unique. Like, the only thing unique is that the fucking Holocaust happened beforehand.
Come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews. All of these surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities in huge number, hundreds of thousands. Now, if you look at them, you're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these.
I'm sure this video is gold, bro. I'm sure he's got it on lock. I'm sure it's a fantastic video, and it's going to be really funny seeing everyone else. Like I said earlier, like seeing Eugene, nobody knows who Eugene is. I know who Eugene is. I know about him. I know the shit that he does. I know who he rolls with. I know who he's connected to. These people don't.
Countries.
Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy over in Afghanistan. One known
there was 2
Jew. We know him. We love him. He's the one Afghan Jew.
You should have put in footage of him, bro. He's fucking great. It's hilarious. Y'all want to see the fucking Jew in Afghanistan? This is a fucking great video, bro. There was 2. Here is a video called Last 2 Afghan Jews Fighting with Each Other. For all I know, this is just fake subtitles. But hey, boy, is this video funny.
پارسال نبرده بودیم پارسال همه رو پیدا میکنیم خوب آسان چند نفر بودن؟ 3 نفر نه 2 نفر 2 نفر یکی تبله میزد یکی چی میکرد اما شما گفته که خوب نبودن این خلاص شما گفته که خوب نبودن یادتان رفت؟ خب چی کنه ابو صدرالدین نیامد آمد گفت بهش گفتم شما مجله داریم اومد من بهش گفتم گفت خب زولان باز ریزنی کرد زولان گفته بشه از اون رو شما بیا چرا دو میزنی زولان دیونه شدی چی بلا گپ بدی نگفتم من به تو گفتم صدرالدین میگه بیا صدرالدین میگه بیا یه براش تار بزن چی دو میزنی زولان من تو چی گفتم چی گفتم من تو را اینو چی میگه اینه من به تو برای تو کپی ندارم اینو دان اینجا شیشه بیادش فرسون کن
Okay, so this is uploaded by a guy named Dan. Oh no, what did I do? So I assume this guy literally took this footage. Who uploaded it?
من به تو برای تو کپی ندارم اینو دان اینجا شیشه بیادش فرسون کن دان اینجا شیشه بیا فرسون کن این من برای تو شفتم زولان دیونه شدی چی بلا من به تو بدی نگفتم دان اینجا شاشته اینجا نان میخوره بیا من به تو بگف بدی نگفتم دو میزنی دیگه چی گپ داری پدر میگی مرده میگی زن میگی فاش میگی هر چی میخوای میگی چرا بیگناه بشی تقصیر اسرائیلی چی شد افریقی چی شد دوستی رفیقی چی شد به نکی با پدرت کردم با مادرت کردم با برادرات کردم تو که یک بار هم برباد کردی من گویی من نصارا من گابر من ترسا تو خوب خب یالا کار منو دیگه یالا کار من هر چی که تو میگی من هستم چی میگی داده من یالا کن تو خوب من بعد گوش نمیکنم من بعد سگ بارینو به جانم میفته بینی چی میگه گوش نمیکنم من به تو گپی ندارم میگو صدیدین گفتم صدیدین گفتم زولان گفتی پیش دو بره تو خواه پیش دو بره تو به جانم هم میده پدر مرده و زنده و فاش کنی میگی
Oh no, that's me. This is what we want. Ethan.
Forced to leave their homes, their lives, their property.
Dude, no, like, Urdu was an invented language. Like, it is literally Turkish, Persian, and Kurdish. Turkish, Kurdish, and Persian. And because, like, Persian was always, like, the language of the intellectual, but then also, Muhammad al-Jinnah, part of making Pakistan's identity was giving it a language. So he just kind of, like, made Urdu the language.
And migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation
New York City.
Is that after the 1948 war,
that's just very far for those people.
When Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people that forced them out of their homes are telling them they don't belong there. So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish state, and considering the historical context of Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority, even a little bit?
And that's pretty much the entirety of our disagreement. Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500. My goat. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal. Called the West Bank settlements an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots, they're monsters, they're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets.
When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion.
My only crime is wanting a two-state solution instead of one, and thinking it's not okay to kill Israel.
Yeah, like, honestly, it doesn't matter if you don't see the one-state solution. The thing is that it's already happening. It already is a one-state solution. It's just acknowledging that's the reality that already exists. Netanyahu, everyone in Israel has done everything they could to make sure a two-state solution cannot happen. They watched how other countries handled it, and they looked at fucking apartheid and all this shit and studied how to make sure it wasn't going to come to fruition in Palestine. I mean, the region is Palestine. That's how Ataturk also constructed a lot of the Turkish things. He made up many words. Yeah, but that the fucking that's Muhammad al-Jinnah, like, Ataturk was his main inspiration for building Pakistan. That's why Pakistan has the flag that it does. But the difference is that Ataturk, like, founded, like, a secular state. Jinnah did not. Jinnah acknowledged that Pakistan was a Muslim country, but he also said that the government is secular. And he even put, like, religious minorities in position in the government. That didn't last very long. Because he died shortly after.
Israeli civilians. That's it. That's why they're calling me a Nazi Zionist. And because of Hasan and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed on the street.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's sad. That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro.
Look in the fucking...
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly
These
as
people
shit.
like Frogan are so bad for the cause. I agree, but ultimately, they don't matter. None of these people matter. The solution to go forward is a handful of people that have control over that. To think that you can influence Israel or do anything like that, like, sure, we could fucking restrict weapons, and we should, but to think that would stop Israel's intent, no.
You look like a rapist, bro. I'm tired of all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't run your own country. A foreign country named Israel runs your country. Oh my God, bro. I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're like you're my hero, bro. I love you, bro. You're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay.
The funny thing about me, I don't like terrorism, and I don't like terrorists. If they're
That's
Jews,
lame.
Christians,
Terrorism is
Muslims,
based,
they're all bad. What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals. I don't like it. None of it.
Doesn't have to
and
be
over
civilian.
time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
Okay, come on. Hey, who among us? Okay? Who among us hasn't done a little Al-Qaeda apologia?
They're very musical people.
This is one of my favorite clips of all time, though. When he turns to him and he says, they're very musical people. They're a very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made
This
this?
isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
Taking over these ships, they started targeting the ships.
People on this helicopter right now?
Yes.
They're streaming this?
Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrent. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Luffy with the fucking... the Luffy Shahada
Doing
flag.
what Luffy would do.
That's fucking awesome, bro. Hell yeah.
Tell him that.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They're a mafia.
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization.
And also, like, this is another thing. Hasan went on to clarify this point, and I've made fun of this before because, like, Emma from Majority Report, like, defended him and like, took this, like, really weird pro-Hezbollah position. But, like, he expanded on this later where he was like, oh, I shouldn't have said it like that. Like, he wasn't saying that, like, he's pro-Hezbollah. He just sees them as, like, being in the right when it comes to defending themselves against Israel. Like, Israel is attacking them and they're defending themselves, which is a much different thing. It's ultimately just soft apologia. But again, who among us?
Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well,
he is regarded as a pretty brilliant person in terms of like everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips
hang
like
on.
this.
Remember that interview with the son of the kid who might be a Houthi kid? He's not, though. The guy who was interpreting the interview between the two was making fun of his son during the interview. I bet. I would too. And I was at the time. But yeah, the kid is not Houthi. Like, he said some, like, problematic things, but, like, he's not a fucking bad person. You have to... He doesn't... You know... He, like, he could easily, like, go to school here, you know? Like, he's pretty well off. Like, the worst you could say is that he paid the toll to go on the ship. The fucking Houthi ship, you know? Like, that technically would be financing terrorism, but he's not connected to them whatsoever. It's a poverty thing. Rich people aren't Houthis. And I'm talking rich in Yemen standards, of course.
He's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America, in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that, you know, one thing you have to do is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond, you know, social democratic ideas.
I just wanted to, like, put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel, where, for example, Hasan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say, and then they start looking into this new idea, etc., and then move forwards through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. You do your part in the funnel for the cause, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hasan during our very first conversation lie to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy.
You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda.
With robust social safety nets.
Cold radicalization funnel, catch them while they're young, as they say.
And protect.
I think that also was Hasan trying to discreetly tell them they need to chill the fuck out, because those guys are fucking crazy.
For workers, like higher unionization rates.
A lighter form, while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic ideas.
Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no,
For the record.
No, I'm not calling
I'm a
you that. I'm just saying, I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then, I want to
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you
put
even play it.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hasan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I hate...
Bro. Oh my god. I can't wait. Bro just did the U-turned against me. Fucking Obi-Wan shit.
I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude.
Liberals are the most, like, scummy, vile, fucking idiots. Liberals are incredibly stupid. I hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
That was my fear anyway. Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and I pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming Hasan. And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research, and I should have looked more deeply into who I was getting in bed with before they gave me chlamydia. Sorry, Hila. Over the past year since the show ended, I continue to watch Hasan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far, and someone's got to do something. But as the time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical and more disturbing. I feel it's my obligation, after mainstreaming someone like Hasan, to take this on. And so it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants.
One thing we've
as
been hearing
nothing
for weeks.
but a simple man.
Now,
A simple man who understands right from wrong.
Yeah.
I
You're an
sometimes
important,
that's all that
influential
matters.
voice to a lot of people.
I'm an idiot, I'm a dumb bimbo, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And there are some things
I've gotten numb to criticism like this. It's not. As a matter of fact, I seek it out now because I make content out of it. I think it's funny and fun.
And there are baby settlers as well.
Can you just shut the fuck up, bloodthirsty, violent
Baby settlers is so funny.
It doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen.
Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN is an app that lets you
That's
change
wild.
your location. Let's see what you can do with this.
It's wild they got this ad cleared.
this this power. Well, you can sign up for Netflix from a different country, but why would you want to do that? It was $14. It's now $3.66. Okay, but it even gets better than that.
I'm watching
Netflix
this, by
and
the
all
way.
the
I'm watching
streaming
the whole
apps
thing.
have different catalogs for each region. So let's say, for example, I want to watch some Dragon Ball Z Broly, but it's not available in the USA. Psych! All you need to do is switch locations to Canada, refresh, and boom, that easy and fast, Dragon Ball Z time. I use these websites to help find whatever shows I'm looking for. You can type in the show you want and it will show you which region to connect to. The amount of content I have access to is insane. It's super easy to use. It's an app you connect to, and then you pick which country you want to connect to. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Go to expressvpn.com/h3h3 for 4 free months, or scan the QR code, or go to the link in the description. Thank you so much to ExpressVPN. And now, back to our program. Meanwhile, at Twitch HQ, the marketing team is strategizing on a new advertising vertical.
My friends at Twitch headquarters, the executives, the influencers, Hasan.
The Frogan Award on the wall, bro.
Nice to see you, Frogan, front row. I am here to present to you an extraordinarily exciting opportunity. We have not tapped this market yet. Now, don't panic, okay? Because you're going to want to panic when I tell you, but listen and learn. Who's billions of dollars eager to spend it? And what, people are too cowardly to reach out and take the money?
Not us.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Twitch is perfect. You could broadcast it straight into the veins of 18 to 35-year-old men. So here's what I'm suggesting. Hasan Piker. Yeah, we'll get drinks after the show. No, you. He's such a great guy. No, you. Give it up for Hasan Piker, everybody. Happy birthday, buddy. This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page. And he's doing terrorism for free. Basically, gentlemen and gentleladies, Frogan, you look good today, girl.
Babe?
Girl, you look good. Great job on that Arab tier list. That was good. How much we get for that? Yo, you got 10 million from Qatar for that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Twitch. Here's the thing, with help from people like Hasan, terrorism is like in the eyes of the beholder, right? They're not terrorists.
It is, though.
Go ahead. Go ahead. He knows. Freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about the rapes and the murders? Don't mention that. What's wrong with you? And another one. The resistance isn't
not
perfect. Right? You gotta crack some eggs, man. Hasan, you know Socialism didn't buy you that car.
If I knew that this is what communism would be in 2024, I wouldn't have bothered with this shit. Really. Of course, is the symbol of the capitalist excess. What the fuck is he thinking? You
This
guys
is so
actually
cringe,
believe
bro.
this idiot is a socialist? Forget a religion. Hasan is the opiate of the masses. Straight to the gulag for anyone subbed to this idiot.
Or that designer dog.
This breed's stunning fluffy coat comes with a price. Chow Chows shed
fuck
all
no.
year
Very cute, by the way. But
That's a chow chow.
the
Not
point
what he
is,
has.
we have the biggest political streamer on our platform that is influencing media and influencing young kids everywhere. If we can normalize terrorism, if we could rebrand it, then fuck the U.S. Navy. You know how much those guys don't pay shit. You see the Army ads on Twitch? The Army is fucking broke, dude. I'll tell you who loves America more than the Army. Qatar. Well, I don't know if love's the right word, though. They're paying more. Good CPMs coming out of Qatar. But you kids love anime, right? Can't get enough of it. I mean, look at what we've already done with Hasan. You're the fucking man, dude. Happy birthday again, man. No, we got a big party for you after. No, don't do it. Let's wait, because we got a big party and a cake and everything for you after in the back. Prostitutes, too. Don't tell anyone. That's part of the past. Look what we've done already. This Houthi pirate. I mean, Who are you kidding? This guy's a fucking terrorist. He literally tweeting out he wants to kill Jews and put their heads on pikes. And somehow, not somehow, because of his genius, we have rebranded the Houthi fucking pirates, the Houthi terrorist organization. Yeah, the Islamic fundamentalists. Death to America, curse upon the Jews. That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here. None other than Monkey D. Luffy. So let's get out there, guys. And let's make 2025 our biggest year, guys. Come on, guys. The resistance isn't perfect. The resistance isn't perfect. Yeah, let's get them. If you want to know where on the political spectrum Hasan sits, take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte, which rated Hasan as the most extreme left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet. And to give you an idea, he is opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hasan loves all terrorists, but what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Nuke here and his organization.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's fucking awesome.
There isn't many he don't like. Let's start this. But what I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hasan loves all terrorists. But what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis. And yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling Hitler. The Houthis are an Islamic military group. They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly recruiting child soldiers, shelling civilian areas, and blocking food from entering already famine-ruined parts of Yemen. They've also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making
This
the
is
fields
extremely
virtually
bad
worthless.
faith. Oh
Women
yeah,
have
yeah.
virtually no rights. and
But that's a thing. What did we expect? That's what's making it so funny to me.
Homosexuality, of course, is punishable by death. That lines up with leftist values. Now, just how little rights do women in the Houthis Yemen have?
This kid has nothing to do with this, though. You know, I guess Hasan, you know, being like the Houthis are cool for like bombing ships or whatever. But like, Yemen is not a great country, and the fucking, it's like the fucking Sudan war. Like, are we supposed to like the government forces? Oh, as opposed to the Houthi? Like,
well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women, including
he's
torture,
not even making it funny. It's funny for me, bro. It's funny for me, bro, because I fucking embrace the cringe, you know? I was born in it.
rape, and murder. So, not great. The Houthis have a very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get amused when these terrorists are like, we hate Jews. We want to kill Jews. And then people like Hasan are like, you're fucking racist for...
Not the Houthi flag. That is not the Houthi flag. Okay? The Houthi flag is the flag of Yemen, because they recognize themselves as the legitimate force of Yemen. So if you go look out that helicopter where they're flying it onto the ship, they're not fucking putting the fucking slogan on the back. They're putting a flag there, you know? Like, they do not fly this as a flag. It is a slogan. It is different. Get it right, bro.
For saying that they just want to kill Jews and that they're terrorists, man.
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim.
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
My criticisms of the Houthis slogan do not factor in to what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, that is such Western-focused propaganda. Like, for a Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay, they don't need to read Mein Kampf.
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
We think the Houthis, Ansar
He
Allah,
was talking about how they were planting the Mein Kampfs in Palestine there. Like the propaganda from the IDF. It's so funny that like I haven't watched anything, and just out of context I'm able to pick up what he's like trying to talk about. Yeah, well, I mean, Hasan lied to him. Haven't you seen the video? Hasan lied and said he was just a social democrat. That's why they collabed.
is doing what Luffy would do.
That lines up with leftist values. All right, so these guys are clearly the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hasan cover such a genocidal, violent, misogynistic, homophobic, terroristic organization?
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way. Just so you know, these fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna grab my food.
Wait until Ethan finds out that when this shit went down, there was actually American Special Forces operators on the ground working with the Houthis. The American Special Forces operators have worked with the Houthis for a very long time. They've done it discreetly. The main reason for the discretion is because Saudi Arabia will cry. But the British and the French and all those people, those UN forces, they were working with the child soldiers from Africa, but the U.S. Special Forces themselves preferred working with the Houthis because they were the best at killing Al-Qaeda. And still are. So the U.S., the whole reason why they were removed from the terrorism list is because we're doing clandestine operations with them to kill Al-Qaeda.
I'm so confused. What is
يوم سيطرنا على الخوبه بآلي ما نبالي بالهمر والمتبعية.
I love this.
That's
like, this is like some brain rot shit I would do to somebody. You know? Like put on The Last Jew in Afghanistan, shit like that. Like, I identify so much with Hasan here.
That's right, my friend. Hasan just played straight-up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this must be against terms of service. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors. For example,
Who haven't the
displaying or
Americans
linking-
worked with at this point? That's a good question. I mean, it really depends on the operation parameters, you know? They technically don't work with the RSF, but the Sudanese, like all the fucking U.S. child soldiers all come from there. And like for people who don't know, the U.S. is the main facilitator for child soldiers. They are big in it. Big time into facilitating child soldiers. In fact, that the president has a list where he can list 10 countries where they won't recognize that child soldiers are being used there. And they'll set up camps like they did in Ethiopia, you know, with and Uganda and Sudan, you know, like all these different fucking militant forces. They would segregate the camps between boys and girls. Guess what happened at the boys' camps? You can go back, you can see Clinton even fucking financed this in the 90s, wrote the fucking check to these camps to facilitate military training of child soldiers, and those child soldiers were used in Yemen. The United States let the British work with those people, and the British didn't care because it's not their child soldiers, it's the US's.
Terrorist or extremist propaganda, even for the purpose of denouncing such content. Denouncing? Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay? The answer
Kurdish songs are
is
much
yes.
better, dude. There's it's like the one that's like lay down, lay down, lay down, lay down. It's like a Rojava song. It's that one's fucking so good. And Shervano. That's another fucking fire song.
As Hasan was never punished for this blatant violation of Twitch community guidelines. Got it. So denouncing terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay, got it, Twitch.
Sounds good to me.
Can you explain this? This is a 3-minute video of. What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I was expecting, like
Chika have the
bad
best
example,
wartime
Chris Brown
song.
dancing, you know.
No.
Yeah, but the KLA are cringe. You want to see something I got? Check this out. You think maybe the... Hang on. Where's my cam? Where am I? I can't find myself. I've lost myself. I have too many tabs. Oh, I put it over here. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. It's on my other monitor. No, not him. I don't want to see him. So, like, they literally, like, put red font, no border over, like, the blood splatter on the book. Great, bro. But, like, this book is, like, it was, like, written around the time when 9/11 happened, when the, like, conflict was happening. And, like, it's got a whole timeline about Macedonia and shit. And then, like, tons of, it's just fucking war crime evidence and shit. Tons of it. Like, full glossy photos. And even names for all the people who are dead in these photos. And who they are. Autopsy reports. But, oh my god. In the beginning of the book, like, the author's clearly, like, from the region, you know? And, he's, like, talking in the beginning of the book, basically, about how they're, like, as bad as Al-Qaeda. And this is, like, right after 9/11.
No, they do like
What is
they do
this?
musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
Isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing this guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time.
What book is it? It's called. Hold on. It's called White Book, Terrorist of the So-Called NLA. It's literally like. Hang on, let me full screen again. It's literally like a government book. It's like literally a government fucking sanctioned book. State seal and everything. It's got, like, you know, facts about Macedonia, history of Macedonia. It's in the beginning, the whole timeline of the country and stuff. You know, ethnic Albanians, it's going on in here. Like, it's a lot of stuff. And then, like, here's just, like, injury reports for police officers. Like, it's just a government data book. It's written, yeah, it's literally written by the Ministry of Internal Affairs for Macedonia. My aunt basically worked in for the State Department in Macedonia as a foreign agent.
I've got this. Instead of terrorist propaganda, let's call it musicals.
They do musicals.
Instead of violent jihadists, let's call them musically talented people.
They're very musical people.
Shit. I'm still full screen. I'm so silly. Sorry.
Are you being serious?
Guys, let's just use our brains. Fiddler on the Roof, Wicked, Alexander Hamilton, man. There's no reason we can't put these Houthis on Broadway.
Well, they go, listen, you want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. They start fucking sending in helicopters onto fucking ships. Bro, they fucking, look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They fucking overtake.
What's that? The Yemen flag. No. That's the Houthi flag.
They start overtaking the ships. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship.
That
You
didn't
cannot
happen.
fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce
They kind of just were attacking any ship they often didn't have connections to Israel. Sometimes they were Chinese vessels. Actually, weren't Chinese people running this vessel?
this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered
not Chinese
in the Isle of Man. I'd like to
That's me being racist, assuming they're Chinese.
remind everybody that the crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or anything. That lines up with leftist values. Hasan's third claim is that this attack happened in their territorial waters, which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Hasan
Yeah, Ethan, he didn't check this. He didn't go through and fact-check the terrorist propaganda. He's not intentionally lying. He's just stupid.
is lying for the Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly,
not
at this
lying.
point, is he?
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no,
For the record.
I'm not calling
I'm a
it that. I'm just
propagandist.
Yes, he's being paid millions to fucking stream his idiocy.
This is like a
Like I said, this whole Joe Rogan of the left thing, silly. Tim Pool of the left.
hostile. They're streaming this?
Yeah. Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence. Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it disturbing that Hasan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there and do not have citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go?
I think he's kind of explaining the Houthi perspective. I don't know if he 100% buys into it like
Hasan,
that.
back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
By telling the Jews of Israel to go back where they came from, Hasan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually native to the Middle East.
This is wild.
So these guys did all of this, right? They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit
It
helicopter.
is. They had a Phantom. Clone.
This is wild.
So they take it over. They take it over. They take it over. And they tell the people in the ship, usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews.
Oh.
And they're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hasan is asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
And once again, the crew is still MIA for over a year, prisoners to a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys. Hasan says they have no problem with them.
They're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us.
This is a 3-minute video of what do you mean music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like, are you being serious? I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
It's so funny. just fucking dropping Houthi propaganda on normies. It's cringe again.
I bet Hasan's friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my
This
buddy
is
Hasan, and
this is what made it even funnier to me. Him in the car later.
I unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room. And the thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me. Yeah. But like, I just, and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay.
No, he said they're very musical people.
A politics TikTok, you get recommended Hasan right after? Is that how it works? Bro, he's all over this page.
Yeah, because they want to fuck him.
That's crazy. Click it. Dude, Hasan be saying some wild stuff, man. So I don't know if we can.
Here's another incident of Hasan enjoying some Houthi propaganda.
Is this Houthi or IRGC? That's IRGC.
How can they not agree with the Houthis?
That's awesome.
When this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with. They
The
got
Taliban tried to do this too. It's very funny. And I'm not talking about the congratulation banger. It was literally like shot in Qatar. Taliban are like not even in it. And it's very clearly not Taliban-y. See, everything if I look up anything, it's going to be the congratulations song. This video has been removed for violating YouTube service. Go fuck yourself. Okay? I'm trying to think of like... They keep like, the lyric is like, we're a democracy, you know? Like, God, it's so funny. I'm trying to remember what the exact lyric is. Just like how the people support the Taliban and stuff. I don't remember.
Beautiful voice too. Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
Oh, Hasan, my sweet, naive friend. You say that Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the fuck do you call this?
Oh my god. Yo.
That's right, bitch. What the fuck you stepping on our shit?
Oh, what the fuck, Ethan?
Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
What the fuck, bro?
You got a beautiful voice too. Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got
Wow. This is something.
Houthi's been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Now we come to our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok. He's cute. He's got a mustache. He's a freedom fighter. Beautiful eyes. They call him Tim Houthi Chalamet because he's a Houthi.
Bro, are we about to have a Houthi
No, he's
rebel on
not.
stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? Bro, you are
didn't
going to
do
get banned. I
journalism
think it would
here.
be ridiculous to do that.
Hassan now
interview
has
you
the
did was a
opportunity
joke, bro.
to express his journalistic
You're not
chops,
one of us.
to get his boots
You
on the
can't sit
ground
with
and
us.
show us just how good of a reporter he can be.
I'm doing journalism, chat. Does he know what One Piece is?
He's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes. We love you too, man. Big time. Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos.
I found
Tell him
it.
That. I want to ask him about the
I
knives.
found-
The knives are sick.
I
What's up with
found the
knives? I love the
Taliban
curved
music
knives.
video.
If one of those
This thing is so good, bro. It has everything. Like, it is so clearly shot in guitar.
Talib is selected by
Okay, hang on. A little loud.
Afghan nation. Talib is elected by Afghan nation. Talib is accepted.
You like this control room? Isn't it beautiful? At the community college that they had there. Like, this is clearly where they're editing.
By Afghan nation. Afghan nation is seeking an Islamic Sharia. Afghan nation is
They all got their COVID masks on.
making an Islamic Imara. Afghan nation is backing an Islamic Imara. Talib is selected.
You'll get hit with a DMCA by the Telegram. There's, if anything, I'll be deplatformed for showing this. But, like, it literally says in YouTube's fucking training that you're allowed to show terrorist music videos as long as you're talking about how they're used for propaganda. But this is what it is. It's 2 minutes of this.
By Afghan nation. Talib is elected by Afghan nation. Talib
You think if they tell us that they were elected by the nation, it will make it true? Like, if they say it enough?
is accepted by Afghan nation.
The Taliban can suck my dick because you know who owns this? The Qataris. Okay? let's not pretend the Taliban shot this. This is Qatar.
Talib is the voice of nation. Talib is the choice of nation. Talib is the voice for nation. Talib, 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 Talib is the voice of nation, the choice of nation, the voice for nation. Talib is selected.
If Hasan can show terrorist music videos, so can I, okay?
Those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on
This
it.
song sucks, man. I know. That's what's great. It's like the worst.
Okay, my bad. Well, I mean,
It's like the Arc Music Factory of terrorist shit.
I think it's cool though. That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
The crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny. I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, "Why are you doing that?" What do you mean? I'm just chilling. We're just having a. We're just vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hasan uncritically interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I have maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard they...
Hasan almost asked a good question, but it's actually leading to the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did clout with them, and he danced some music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes them, yeah.
So, what, I mean, what... That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even...
Because the Houthi made it into a tourist thing. And he's an influencer in Yemen.
even have access to that? Hasan knows why. Of course, he is a Houthi terrorist. Instead of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people,
what Ka
he
is?
just runs defense.
K-Y-A-T is how I spell it, though. It's kind of like coca leaves.
For this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that
big time in fucking Yemen and Somalia. Big time. Like Yemen, it's crazy how bad it is. The addicts are there. Like people are like they can't even like function because their mouths are just stuffed with it.
They win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny.
It is super funny, the idea of kidnapped crew members who are being forced, probably at gunpoint, to do...
I think it's got a Y in it. Actually, it's not K-H-A-T. I think it's K-Y-A-T.
some death to America's...
Because K-Y is the Q.
And maybe some curse upon...
Look, there he is. Mr. Houthi Jr. The fucking ceremonial daggers are so cool.
the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being of the literal hostages is shocking, even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's so funny. Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't think there's a KFC in Yemen, dog.
Yeah, see, like in Arabic, it's probably more of a Q sound. But for us, I think it's KY, KH, because like we don't pronounce Q the same way.
He says they have to.
Oh, they do have KFC in Yemen? That's crazy. Okay, that's sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way, dude! Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
He is, though. He is just like you.
Does he know what One Piece is?
What if he's been watching it since he was a kid?
Like, he's just a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes, yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag, right? Now, I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just haven't come to it yet. But I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this. Predictably, there was some blowback after this interview, and Hasan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi. Yeah, I mean, we don't even know if he's a Houthi or not. He's a teenager in Yemen. The dude is neither a Houthi, nor a terrorist, nor a pirate.
He's not a
Houthi rebel. They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either. You want to know why? Because he's not one. He's not a Houthi himself. He's not a pirate, but... you know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You sucked him off the entire stream. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he wasn't a Houthi because he's not. No, he was just some fucking Yemeni TikToker. Random fucking Yemeni teenager. Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview, though? Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean?
All right, let's just take Hasan's word for it and assume, okay, this kid is not a Houthi rebel. He's just some ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up.
All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football? Here he is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" Meaning of Houthi is a title.
Hang on. Whoa. What is on there is a song by Hamas. Okay? It's just the music that's on the reel. It's TikTok, bro. That's how it works. You put the music on. Okay? He has said... okay, like, you have to understand that, like, we don't give the same grace to Frogan as we do to Timothy Chalamet, right? Like, he's not intending to be anti-Semitic, you know? Like, he has said that he doesn't, as long as they don't support Israel. So, like, yes, he does support, like, destroying all of Israel and displacing the Jews and stuff like that. But, like, you know, like, you want to just give him a little bit of a pass. He's from Yemen, bro.
And it's not something to fear, but for
it's like somebody from Uganda saying shit about gay people.
Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists.
And he got banned for this. Notice how it says Zionist? Because he was trying to be clear that he's not against Jews, right? Like, he's trying. Where's Frogan originally from? I believe Lebanon. I think she's ethnically. I don't think she was born there. I think she's an American citizen.
With the lovely depiction of a man impaled.
Dude, the fucking not knowing what Drews is clip was so funny.
Through his asshole and out of his mouth. With a pike, or how Hasan likes to say it, a pike for a cut. Okay, why would he retweet this article called "Houthis use social media to boost global prominence and support"? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv, the Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the red air.
Yes, we as in Yemen, because the Houthis are the legitimate military force and state of Yemen.
Supposed to be a cool military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive. You know what makes you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
Whoa! Whoa! This is Saif al-Adel. This is Hamazda, or whatever his name is. He was a TTP commander. Isn't this Shakur? And then I don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes. That's fire. And that's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis is doing what Luffy would do. They're
I don't get how people feel belonging to a place with zero relation to it. You've never felt like you've never played a video game and felt like home? You don't get nostalgia from playing video games even in a virtual world?
tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I
Wait.
don't understand what this.
You talking about Frogan? You tried speaking Arabic with her and she doesn't understand it?
Problem can't be approached with nuance because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of low expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, what do you mean? It's just
he is being edgy. He's worked up. You have to understand the propaganda that he's fed, bro.
a person on a pike. There's no Jewish.
Frogan larps about early religion at this point too. I'm not one to say I'm not familiar enough with it.
Person on a pike on that photo, unless I saw something different.
Hasan claims this isn't even a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked, piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you, Hasan? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little clearer for you. First, he needs a bigger nose,
Yes.
right, Hasan? Of course, he needs a yarmulke, the curly things. Oh, look, Hasan, he dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish for sure. Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving, propagandist piece of shit.
This is why this entire conversation is fucking idiotic. It's not a Jewish person. He said, this is, I think if we're, why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old in Yemen's tweets? What is happening? How many steps removed are we from this situation?
0? I mean, you platformed him. Do you not remember? Did the check not clear or something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi Luffy, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude. I do. I really do. I hate all of you. You successfully got me to talk about this, and my patience is running thin on this matter. The endless selfishness, the untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hasan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
Claiming that I am, you know, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like focusing on that while there's an active fucking ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck. Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. My argument sucks? You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If your sole focus when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist, yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a charge to just say I'm a stenographer for the Israeli government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence I'm either of those things. I'm curious who you think I am doing the propaganda
While we're having this conversation, 3,000 peers, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredibly
selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone is afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Pierce Morgan, with decades of experience, immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just a fucking stenographer, you're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself. And grow a pair, Pierce. Stand up for yourself, man. It's time to stop being intimidated by these online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map before October 7th. Like Hasan, for example.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope.
Epic.
Nope. Got it.
How can you claim to actually
That's
care about
fucking
this
awesome.
genocide when you're willing to so cynically
That's fucking
exploit
awesome.
it to sidestep any criticism? What a bigot. Before we move on, Hasan has one final taste of idiocy
Disneyland
for us
during a
all to enjoy.
genocide frowny face.
This kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time. Which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically, okay? Being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
This was
to quote Anne
not
Frank,
a good move
I keep
comparing
weighing
him to
deals
Anne
because
Frank,
in
by
spite
the
of
way.
everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the
That
face of
book
a
sucks, by
genocide
the
that
way.
eventually took her and her entire family's life.
Okay. Fuck that book. Boring.
Except for her dad. She refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then there's this guy, who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever met her.
You might think this is a sweet, innocent girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you, Hasan. You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children, you guys. She even rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other way to describe this than terrorist propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who's disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form. This is extremely
Mainly
fucked
to laugh
up.
at them.
But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says
not a
curse
flag.
upon the Jews. Hasan likes to obfuscate on this and says, nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to
I would
ask
not
them
interview
hard
El Chapo.
questions.
Fuck
guys.
that.
We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist
On the
organization.
phone, sure.
Our friends in the north. It's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians
Remember
have
when
been killed globally.
Christopher Hitchens went on Bill Maher to say that their logo, the Hezbollah logo, was clearly an atom bomb, and that's evidence that Iran is pursuing
Edition,
nuclear weapons?
just for you, Hasan. You should hear.
It's shutting down. It's laggy now because I tried to rewind. What have we done?
Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hasan likes to obfuscate on this and says, nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to ask them hard questions, guys. We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends in the north. It's Hezbollah.
There it is. That's what I wanted to pause on. Just this
Where do I
logo.
even begin?
Clearly a globe.
Again, thousands of
Kitchens.
civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000
Yeah.
Syrian civilians to help a
That is the worst thing they've done. I agree.
dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians in what can only be described as a genocide. They are a designated terrorist group by the US, by the EU, and, oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status after their participation in the Syrian genocide. In short, nobody likes them. Well,
True.
there is one person.
Hezbollah
Nah,
is a
fucking
paramilitary organization.
these lefties online, bro, defending them. It's fucking crazy. Like, go to Syria. Go to fucking Syria and shut up.
Do we like them or no?
No.
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hasan Nasrallah.
Dad.
According to Hasan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels.
He is pretty smart, but all he does is yap.
About Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hasan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hasan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than they are."
I don't have an issue with them.
If we search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak, and feeble in psyche, mind, ideology, and religion, we would not
Didn't somebody else do this exact thing with the edit in of him saying, "I don't have an issue"? Who did we watch that did this exact thing?
find anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do
Like
not
loner
say
box or
Israeli.
something.
I don't have an issue with them.
If Jews all gathered in Israel, it will save us the trouble of going after them worldwide. The history of Jews has proven that, regardless of the Zionist proposal, they are a people who are evil in their ideas. The state of the grandsons of apes and pigs, the Zionist Jew, the murderers of the prophet. The Jews invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes.
Box is
you
all
see them
alone
in their
now
fucking
in his
fits,
box.
and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspective.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and also they're fucking cringe. They're fucking cringe. Have you met people who are fucking Hezbollah guys? Oh my God. They're probably the worst. Like Talibs are pretty fucking bad, but my God.
Not realizing that these motherfuckers
And they're Assadists too, you know? It's all the same.
are better read than you by a million. Okay? Like, it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
This is why
the
it's
more you
Orientalist. To literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy. He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
Knowledge.
And also, ultimately, he is regarded as a pretty brilliant
He
person in terms of like everything that he's done.
How do you not yell at the TV? Even as a Hezbollah supporter. The dude just fucking yaps. He just fucking throws shoes at the TV, bro. Like, I fucking
You might
can't
not agree
stand
with his
him.
methods. You might not agree with his attitude overall in terms of like, his social, his opinions on civil liberties and shit like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
knowledge.
I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim, okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim. So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hassan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important country in the world, the most moral nation, the most moral democracy on the planet, is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there.
Bro, everyone was happy when he died.
They happen to be
Ethan's
Israel's name.
Literally nobody likes them. They're awful. They're cringe. Like, not only did they do fucking genocidal massacres, they're also cringe.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah started launching rockets into Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Shit. Why did he ask that? What do I say? Do I tell him the real reason? No, my audience will kill me for being a Zionist. Okay, let's try this.
They just kind of were there.
Hell yeah, another slick political saved by boots on the ground Hasan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a pro-Palestine activist, how does lying about this serve your agenda? All it does is further radicalize people. It removes any nuance, and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Hasan is dedicated to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them for TikTok and Twitter likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid, which, you know, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is. And now, let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are without a doubt the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group pretty much as long as there's been a group. These guys have been suicide bombing civilians before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets into civilian populations and performed over 100 suicide bombings, killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. Homosexuality is outlawed, and in some cases, of course, punishable by death. They steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them. For example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires? And let's be real, these guys clearly are not skipping any meals. While the people of Gaza languish in poverty, these fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar.
Yeah, they're dictators.
That lines up with leftist values. Or, well, they were billionaires. Because they're all dead. They killed it all. They're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order. And nobody would be crazy enough to defend them. No, is this Islam again? Hasan defended Hamas? Seriously? Okay. We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can. In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12. And as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English.
Goodbye.
And the two of them smiling wave back.
That's crazy, dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That actually, okay, that's too much. That's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hasan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out. Oh, look at the sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. He's so nice. Did you guys see how he waves goodbye?
Oh, dude, okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who had her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's gonna miss their hospitality. Like being raped and being watched showering and changing.
The next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
It's so obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out this part. Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way.
I did. We showed him.
Okay, it's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
He can hardly contain his admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
Is that COD?
One minute, 36 seconds. Nice. He's taken his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist such as Hasan.
Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's gonna talk.
That's crazy.
I knew he was gonna say that's crazy. I knew that was what was coming.
Love you.
We will continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So, why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide, a little bit of displacement, and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation, okay? Which is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of Manifest Destiny? What the fuck are you talking about? This is just word salad. I mean, he's really saying nothing here. So he has no good reason. Got it. Okay, fine. He likes Hamas. He watches their propaganda. But he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
There is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who are simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again, because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like,
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were...
Hasan has definitely gone on records clarifying his position, talking about the shitty Intercept report that said that there was no systemic evidence of mass rape because of a New York Times journalist who wasn't actually a journalist, didn't check the freezer, basically. She didn't fucking verify shit. She just reported hearsay. That said, he has pointed out that the UN themselves recognized that sexual violence took place.
Were murdered on the spot.
I've seen him do it.
Gam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Hasan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and
Exactly. And that's the thing is, but Hasan still runs with that narrative and over-apologizes for it. I do think he does. That said, I understand what his actual position is, even if it's a little bit too apologetic. He is pointing out that this idea to, like, you see it with, what is his name? Levy. You know, Ethan Levy's, that guy, the propagandist, right? He always takes it to the most extreme. You know? Like, they have to be as horrific as possible to justify things. And I understand where Hasan's coming from when he's trying to talk about these things. I just wouldn't talk about it, bro. Just don't talk about it. Just avoid it. Just don't talk about it.
Heard or saw it happen. And each week there's more stories.
And don't
coming
fucking
out.
react and roll your eyes when the fucking politicians talk about it.
Report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hasan needs a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect. This conflict will never end until people realize that Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both, and it can be done, but not while people like Hasan lie, propagandize, and incite hate. It's people like
Hasan
him,
has nothing to
ironically,
do with it.
that prolong the conflict
Neither
indefinitely.
do you, Ethan.
There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought.
What's
There's
the point?
no space for
No, seriously. What's the point of the conversation? You are not moving the envelope. You are not convincing Netanyahu to just fucking go away. They tried everything to get rid of him, and he's still there. Like, you do not have power over this situation. You need to accept that when it comes to genocide. You cannot stop it.
nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hasan is.
Like,
and to him and his community, I'm the...
It doesn't matter what your position is. Like, a genocide's happening, period, and you can't do anything. That's how it works. That's why it's a genocide.
devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking...
It's the eye rolling, you know? Like, when they bring it up, when the statesmen bring it up, it's just a bad look, dude. It's just not good.
Happened on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. God forbid you throw up the fucking...
It doesn't change the dynamic for me either. I still don't like anyone involved.
Green Hamas banner. What is this?
And now, let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV.
Oh.
Sinwar. Nasrallah. Dan Clancy. Of course,
Both
I'm being
sides
a
of the
little
argument
silly
are
when I call
fucking dumb
Twitch
as
a
fuck.
terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years,
Like,
and under his leadership, there's been a few...
Elon Levy, that guy who was just talking to, he debates Media Hasan, and then at the end of the debate, they're like, did anyone's in the room mind change? No.
Notable instances, one being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50, which he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there is one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees. That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hasan. He really likes Hasan. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hasan Piker. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's comfortable saying whatever he believes. Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny boy?
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
By speaking what he believes, he should be on Rumble with the other fringe radical political streamers. But no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the status of Twitch Golden Boy. And if you still have doubts, let this settle the matter. Just for clarity, Dan Clancy is the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hasan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my God.
Happy birthday, dear Hasan.
This is crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
I've been looking around and I genuinely have never seen another video like this anywhere, where Dan Clancy or any top executive forced all these poor sons of bitches during their lunch break to gather around in the crew room and sing happy birthday for Hasan Piker. How humiliating is that? There's also a small issue of Dan being a creep.
Want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also...
Okay? Okay. Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there. And now you're in your stories. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also... Did you have a seat
Okay.
on that chair? Okay.
What did you sit on that chair?
You know, Dan, I would have let this creep narrative go. If it didn't happen twice, roll it.
You want to see clips? Swipe this way and now you're seeing clips. The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
First of all, it's gross enough you're a creep, but what an incompetent idiot you are. You're the CEO of Twitch and you get caught with the fucking, you get caught with the girlies on your homepage twice? Bro, come on, dude. You got wife, man. Got daughters. We don't need to know about this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, you know, he's these people's bosses.
Okay?
All right, so he's incompetent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal with Dan Clancy? Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
She's one of Hasan's main moderators. She's leading great discourse like Ethan's Islamophobic for saying, don't kill civilians. She has zero talent. She has 100 concurrent viewers, but somehow she's always on the homepage. She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know. It's important for me to show you guys what an actual horrible person Frogan is so that you can see who Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer on Twitch, donated $10,000 to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's a wonderful thing to do, right? No, not good enough for Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where, like, 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And, like, ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated 10K. Because I think it is worthwhile.
I agree. Free Palestine.
And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate.
I
But
love
won't
bread.
Throw it on you. You know what I mean? No thanks. And some people are gonna say that. You know what I mean? That's why it's the difference.
This is a cracker take.
Difference between, like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is, but I don't need to put your
Epic.
money there. I don't need to enter a fucking debate about whether that's
Cracker-ass
worthwhile.
take. I know Arabs are dying, but you know, I'm not gonna tell you to donate. Do whatever you want. Me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not gonna promote it. Just don't say you donated $10,000 then. Look, if you're not actively believing, if you don't believe in the cause, and if you're not against genocide at this point, like, keep your fucking money. Keep your $10,000. Keep your little chump change. Like,
Great.
like, what do you want? Do you want me to say, like, congratulations?
Imagine being Frogan,
No.
a leftist living in LA in comfort.
You don't say congratulations for people who donate to charity. Whoa. Whoa. Shots fired.
Begging for her rent money on stream and telling displaced and famished Palestinian children, no kids, you need to give that 10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my purity test.
Keep your fucking money.
But wait, there's more.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. Oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
This clip obviously made the rounds on social media and rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America. And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Base?
Oh,
Like-
here we go. Frogan in the chat criticizing donations now.
Am I supposed to be like I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base?
The smug defiance Frogan is showing is only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing to motivate her. Despite veterans
So many
being
people have been in here saying, thanks, now I don't need to give Ethan the view.
classified as a protected group in Twitch's own community guidelines. But wait, there's more.
Pussies.
Okay. 6250. 9/11 baking stream with Raf and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raf, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake. And we'll make it
That's awesome.
airplane. And we'll recreate 9/11.
Epic. Base. That's fucking hilarious.
This tweet
Good
was
luck,
the
though.
final straw for me.
That's like to do a cake that's tall enough is pretty difficult. You need some serious baking knowledge.
You'll notice the date is October 7th, 2023, the morning of the massacre, at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. At this moment, Hamas militants had infiltrated a music festival and several kibbutzim, where they began their wanton slaying of civilians. Here's what she tweeted. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said, it's when she said it.
Come
While
on,
she's on
man.
Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean.
איפה אתם? יואו, ממי, צריכים מיקום. תתרחבו, תמצאו מקום, תתרחבו. אבל אני אוהבת אותך, אנחנו בתוך הלחם, אי אפשר לצאת. אני יוצא לכיוון שלכם עכשיו, צריכים מיקום, שליחים מיקום. אני בא, ממי, צריכים מיקום, אלוהים.
The morning of October 7th, Israelis were listening to calls like this all morning long. Dozens of them. Imagine reading this tweet after listening to this. This woman should have moved on years ago to another profession, but for some reason Twitch is obsessed with keeping her on life support. And instead of moderating her, they actually gave her an award, Together for Legendary Woman, in which she would get front page placement all year long. This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won a Rising Star Award at the Streamer Awards, an award show put on by her friends. And then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her? You can't be Rising Star twice. It's up or it's down, man. In fact, you were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up, but you were always down. Rising Star twice. What's this, fucking Mario Kart? You hit a boost up there or some shit?
It's so funny when you hate everyone involved.
Because Frogan is the two-time Rising Star champ, and because of her massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers, it only makes sense that Twitch would give her one of the main stages at TwitchCon to do a 45-minute long segment. Her idea that was Twitch approved, an Arab to Jew racial tier list. So the premise is who can say Habibi, an Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. And this tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier is Arab. And at the bottom, the worst one is, quote, loves Sabra. Now, why does Love Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra is a well-known Israeli company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh yeah, and Sabra literally means a Jew that was born in Israel. It also plays up an anti-Semitic trope that denies Jewish identity in the Middle East. There's this idea that Israelis are all
I love Sabra. It's literally like that's the whole thing. Is just like they're trying to justify it like bro. It's mashed chickpeas. Like fresh hummus sure is better than like grocery store shit, but like get the fuck out of here. Like it's like the quality is not that big of a jump, you know? It's like, you know, like pineapple has a bigger jump between can and fresh than hummus.
Colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs to make it seem
falafel, my shit, bro. I fucking love falafel. You know, like I would use falafel actually like as like veggie patties. I would use it as the base for veggie patties.
Like they belong there. Watch Frogan and her co-hosts accuse Israelis of culturally appropriating Arab culture.
The one thing that's like funny is that there's two types of like genocide, right? There's like genocide of real people, and then there's like cultural genocide, right? Like this is fucking funny. But like those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra and make that like the staple hummus of America, insane.
It's super offensive to us, and like that's actual like cultural appropriation. Like people get mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that culture. I'm like, come on, it's just like a hairdo. Like it's okay. People like white people are allowed to have dreadlocks if they want dreadlocks, but like actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys. Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel? Martha Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic-speaking Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s. Yes, they also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now you're accusing them of stealing your culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide?
It's like fucking Richie Medhurst trying to throw on the fake chamois accent. It's so funny.
Well, here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at. The chef is from Yemen. Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him he's stealing your culture? Well, this is what most Israelis look like.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly why people are saying that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from
this
the
guy
left.
looks sleepy.
And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking white themselves. So bearing all of this in mind, it's really not a stretch to say that the Love Sabra bracket is a dog whistle for Israelis or Jews.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one. That's good. All right. Turn that up. Turn giraffes.
We all know where this is going.
You guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke in my.
Denums.
Well, she's a moron
love
too.
Sabra, right?
Yeah,
it has to be.
That's easy. That's
Definitely love Sabra.
She apparently consulted with the head of the KKK, and he told her more subtle. So if it wasn't obvious, they told me one of the best known Jewish creators, and immediately put me in Sabra. Hasan, by the way, who's Turkish, not Arab, is Arab. That's the good one. That's the good one. The Arab ethnicity is S tier. Then Denham's jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists. Once again, calling out my Jewish identity.
Dude, where's the? You guys are missing a category for Zionist.
And if it isn't about being Jewish, why would they put Ben Shapiro in the thumbnail, one of the other most prominent Jews on YouTube, in the category next to me when he's not even featured in the game? Who's next down there? Anne Frank? Einstein? Seth Rogen? Schindler? Well, he wasn't Jewish, but they would put him down there, let's be real. It also doesn't help their case that both
It's what we call diasporoids. They don't feel a connection to the identity here, so they're just trying to claim their own. It's just how it is, man.
My wife and Ben Shapiro's wife were born in Israel, which would make them Sabras. So love Sabra, literally in this case, means Jew lover. That sounds pretty racist. And what about the title? How Arab are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute. I thought this was about hummus. You know, I'm tired of these people gaslighting me. Haven't the Jews been gassed enough? So you're telling me you understand what a microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism, and this was greenlit by Twitch to appear on their main stage. How is that even possible? Right in front of their sponsors too, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This racial tier list was brought to you by our sponsors, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This is an example of Twitch management elevating a racist nobody like Frogan at the detriment of their own company's well-being. Why? After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO, went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's exciting to be here. Mary, thanks for having me. It's always a joy to do this with you. And we have a lot to talk about. And, looking forward to questions.
Let's take a look at some of the questions they got. This person asked, do you plan on addressing the anti-Semitism problem? Dan's response, permanent ban. Why do you not ban streamers that show terrorist propaganda on your website? Good question. Permanent ban. Do you care to comment about the ADL and anti-Semitism on Twitch? Ban. Why the fuck is the CEO banning people for asking reasonable questions about a relevant controversy they've been in? What the fuck is this? These are not even written like in a mean way. You are banned, just like the entire country of Israel. It had just been discovered around the same time as this Arab tier list that Twitch had secretly, without announcing it anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th, and it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it before, it's not because the Israelis weren't talking. Here's the top Israeli streamer's video about it, which is entitled, Twitch does not want Jews on their platform. He explains that they slowly started to realize no accounts could be made, and him and his fellow Israeli streamers were causing a lot of noise to get noticed. But Twitch completely ignored them for 5 months. When he created a support ticket with Twitch, it was straight up deleted with zero explanation. Around the end of the year, when people started talking about anti-Semitism on Twitch, Dan Saltman discovered the Israel ban when he was sent the code proving the block happened, presumably from someone who works at Twitch, and it could no longer be ignored. Israeli and American media started to pick up the story, which finally forced Twitch to respond. He also explains the block started on October 13th, which happens to be Global Jihad Day, when Islamic terrorists call on others globally to act, which he thinks is an odd coincidence. They were never notified in any way, and it greatly affected their business. He says he doesn't feel safe with Dan Clancy in power, as he feels he can no longer trust him. When Israelis try to sign up, it gives you a generic error message. It doesn't say anything that suggests that you're ineligible because you're in Israel. So when one of these guys wrote to Twitch customer service, this is what they said. I am really sorry that you are having issues creating an account. We have reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that unfortunately you are not eligible to create a Twitch account. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time.
Under the new increased scrutiny, Dan Clancy panicked and posted 2 terrible explanations on Twitter that were immediately community noted.
How can Twitch say on one hand that they've reviewed the case thoroughly, and then on the other hand say it was an accident and they didn't know? This is all very fishy. A big media company like Twitch doesn't realize that their new account signups from Israel has completely flatlined? You're telling me that you guys didn't notice that? That's impossible. Then, at the same time, it was announced that Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, and the little Houthi twink terrorists were all unbanned. And they could stream again on Twitch. This is like the holy trinity of anti-Semitism.
So guys, yeah, we're back on Twitch. Welcome. I know we had gotten banned or whatever, or we got suspended, but I went ahead and appealed it, and we're back in the house, man. So for all the haters out there that were like, you know, oh yeah, they got banned on Twitch. Hey, be mad. Be mad, guys, because we are back in the house. They can't stop us.
They did stop them an hour later. All 3 of the accounts were eventually rebanned. But the decision to unban those 3 creators at that exact time, and being 3 of the best known anti-Semites on the internet, seems to clearly be trying to send a message. And then it was discovered that Twitch's head of policy and community guidelines was previously fired from her.
It was the entire region. Yes, the entire region did not have account support. They said it was because of the war, but like they didn't want people live streaming war footage, is what they claimed, right? But like you can fucking sign up in Sudan. You can sign up in Congo, Ukraine.
Her job publicly by the British government. Why? She does not like the Jews. That's right. Their head of trust and safety was previously suspended from her job at Ofcom for being too anti-Zionist. And guess where her very next job was at? That's right, Twitch TV. Apparently she was posting pro-Hamas tweets only mere days after October 7th happened. That's so interesting. It sounds just like someone else we know.
That's crazy.
It's almost like supporting terrorists is institutional. Hell, it might even be a prerequisite. Take a look at this tweet from Twitch's senior manager of inclusive marketing, Bridget Chermating, on October 12th. People are posting screenshots of them donating to Israel relief funds. Shake my head, y'all are truly rooting for the oppressor. Read a damn book. This tweet was made only 5 days after the October 7th massacre. The donations she's criticizing would go to families like this, if they were still alive. This entire family was murdered in cold blood by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Bridget, who did these little girls oppress? How can you act so high
They're the
and mighty
child
for your
settlers.
cause and be so callous and inhuman for the innocents on the other side?
There
This
is
statement-
no, I agree. There is a actual anti-Semitism problem in the U.S. right now. That's why nobody cares that somebody did a fascist salute on stage, bro.
was made by the senior.
Like that must like when you see Elon doing that on TV, it's blurred for you, right? Like they wouldn't even show it; they had to blur it.
Your manager for inclusive marketing. Is that some kind of joke? Is this what inclusion looks like at Twitch?
Is it really crazy at this point, after all this, to say that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem? I think it would be harder at this point to argue the opposite.
Oh, Bridget, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. Can you tell me the answer to this riddle? What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? I'm standing by. Let us know. And yes, it's true. I should point out this tweet is from 2011. This one, however, is from 22. Sarah Silverman tweeted out, Kanye threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter and it's not even trending. Why do mostly only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The silence is so loud. Bridget said, this was the energy I was around when I worked with 2 Jewish women in social impact who were both senior to me. She's trying to make Sarah Silverman seem like some kind of Jewish Karen for caring about anti-Semitism. I wouldn't really care about any of this if she wasn't the head of fucking diversity at Twitch. What the fuck is happening here? This is insane.
So with people like her deciding what is and isn't okay on Twitch, there's no surprise that you end up with these extraordinarily uneven enforcements of the rules.
Take, for example, this clip of the streamer Destiny. He was permanently banned for what he said here.
That community is never worth engaging with. There's just no point in doing it. Like, it's too, the risk of me, like, ending up getting, like, permabanned and my life destroyed because of these, like, inbred fucking disgusting losers is, like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
And okay, you know, fair enough. If you're going to be consistent with the enforcement, then, you know, let's have a friendly place, a safe environment. It's calling a minority group inbred,
But fuck
which
that's me.
results in a
Yeah,
permanent
especially
ban.
lately with
Okay.
what we found out.
Okay, has anyone else done that?
The Jewish KKK brigades out there, just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred white supremacist guy you can imagine, okay? Every week there was another fucking psychopathic settler, inbred fucking douchebag. Oh, these inbred fucking douchebags in the background, dude. A nation entirely comprised of messianic, inbred, ultra-orthodox psychopaths that these inbred don't understand. Educated, inbred, fundamentalist hicks.
Calling us in the middle of campus, calling us inbred, that we have no culture. One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus, carried it to a mob by the gate that were communicating with the angry mobs outside of campus.
Untrained, inbred asses shipped into southern Lebanon, telling us that we are all
Ethan
inbred.
should
and that
cut
we have
into
no culture.
how there actually is a like there's the one it's like a disorder like a cerebral palsy or muscular sclerosis or something, right? That's like more prone in Israeli because the bloodline is so limited on the Ashkenazi side because of the genocide. So they literally are inbred. They're one of the more inbred populations. Ireland as well. It's a side effect of genocide, you know, and like also, you know, Israel's not an island, but like effectively it is. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't leave, similar to how an island is.
You want to
See clips?
Inbred, 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 inbred,
contact is
inbred,
folded on
inbred,
itself.
inbred, 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 inbred.
The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
Hasan, a non-Jewish person, is referring to Jews as inbred consistently throughout his career.
Inbred, ultra-Orthodox psychopaths.
Zero punishment. Hasan interviewing a Houthi pirate.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Zero punishment. Hasan watching terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
They do like,
What is
they do
this?
musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you taste sax?
Zero punishment. Hasan.
See, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like, isn't it? It's like a muscular disorder, isn't it? Something like that.
Threatening a sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind. When I saw he tweeted that, I said, he's done after this for sure. For sure he is.
For those that may not recognize this weapon, I'll explain. Shinzo Abe is a former Japanese prime minister who served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22.
And it was funny.
That left the Japanese
Ethan,
public
it's
horrified.
funny.
He was killed with
It's
a makeshift
funny,
weapon that
Ethan.
the shooter had built
You don't
himself
understand
at
meme
home.
culture,
so
bro.
when Hasan saw this tweet that he didn't like, he posted the schematics in what can only be presumed as an invitation to someone in his fan base to build this weapon and then assassinate this sitting congressperson who wrote a tweet he did not like. I genuinely do not know how he didn't land himself in prison for making terroristic threats.
Zero punishment.
Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods.
And this isn't just a Hasan problem. It underscores a disturbing trend among leftists on Twitch. The problem is, if you can believe it, these people are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Bro, that Destiny guy needs to get Not gonna fucking lie.
It would just be so easy to just, it would solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point, right? We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Thing that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Actually, Mike from PA, the dude that's stuck in the before image of a transformation story, did receive a 3-day ban.
This man put a bounty on a fellow streamer's head. This man should not be getting a 3-day suspension. He should be getting a knock on his door from the FBI.
I made this video for 2 reasons. First, to stop Hasan infiltrating mainstream media. Hasan has been welcomed by many mainstream outlets. They view him as a friendly social democrat.
It's a neurological condition. Okay.
Who's just trying to spread progressive politics online to an important demographic. But we know that's not true. He is not their friend or their ally.
No, I mean, he addressed this shit. He's not sticking up for Destiny. He already addressed all the Destiny stuff on his show.
If you ever see Hasan rubbing shoulders with anyone from mainstream media, let them know politely, with all the civility in the world, what kind of person he is when he thinks mainstream media isn't watching. Help them understand that his name should be associated with people like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, other fringe, radical, political commentators.
Tim Pool.
Number 2, Twitch must be held accountable. Twitch has proven that it will not change by choice, and so it is our moral imperative to enact that change through any reasonable means that we can. Samsung, Chevron, and Capcom. Twitch has given them a lasting association with a racial tier list with Arabs at the top and Jews at the bottom. These brands have every right to know, and they should. We all recall YouTube's adpocalypse. It happened when ads were running over ISIS recruitment videos, and it caused a brand exodus. The same thing is happening now on Twitch, but instead of ISIS, it's the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one overwhelming conclusion. Fuck this dude.
I think the Keemstar one was better. How goes the video? What? How do you think? How do you think? It was a 4.5 out of 12. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was saying this was his magnum opus, guys. He was like, I've never put so much work into anything. And stuff. He's really been piping it, you know? I mean, I think it was, like, what did we expect? I think it's fine. I think it set out to accomplish what it wanted. And it didn't get bogged down. And the sprinkle in of the goofs and gaffs throughout the whole thing, some of it was cringe, but like some of it, even the cringe stuff made it more fun for me, so. I'll make Hasan quit for at least a week. Hasan, that's impossible. It's like heroin. He's fundamentally addicted to it. You know? It's an addiction. It's an addiction. I'll do this just like you. I mean, like I said, I think it's funnier when you don't like anyone involved. Kick-ass fighting game with action missiles. Has a TIV. Ooh. Big time-o. CIA don't miss. Except they have before. They missed twice, I think. My chinchilla's grounded. gonna be a good Sunday show, yeah. When I wake up from this epic sleep I've been, because like I've been waiting for this release with Ethan, right? Like I like slept and woke up multiple times, say when he said it was gonna be released, and it wasn't there. So I went back to bed, like. Hate this game. Okay, I'm going to bed now. What's today, Friday? Do we got news tomorrow? News tomorrow. News tomorrow. Syria show Sunday. Also, if you're still here, we're looking for Ukrainian content creators to host a show about Ukraine with us. Or anywhere. If you're from a country, hit me up. Okay, bye now.